back everyone to Blender and Unreal Engine becoming a dungeon prop artist, and this is where we left it off. Now let's first of all save out our work so we don't lose it. If you do lose your work, by the way, the best thing you can do is go up to File and you want to go to Recover and you want to recover the autosave. Once you click on the autosave, you will see all of these save points where Blender's actually saved it out. Really handy to know this. Sometimes Blender will save it out, sometimes it won't. You need to actually go into the preferences and change out how often and how many of these versions Blender saves out if you want to make sure that you're not losing your work. Alright, so now that's done, let's close that down. And what we'll do is we'll come in with the bolt. So I'm going to grab this bolt here with L. I'm going to press Shift D. I'm going to press P to separate it off. Tab, Control A, right click, set origin to geometry. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. And I'm going to put it with my actual materials. So I'm going to put it over here, just in front of them. And the reason I want to do that is, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, is because I'm going to be using this bolt a lot. And that's why I want to do it. As well, this bolt already has, as you can see, the materials on it, which is really important for us. So now what I can do is I can use this bolt over and over again, which is really great. So what I'm going to do now is grab this bolt with Shift D, bring it into my chair, press 7, make it smaller, so the right size that it needs to be. And now I can put it straight in to where it needs to go. So if I now lift it up, like so, and the bigger you make these, by the way, the more stylized it's going to look. So let's put it around there, like so, and then let's press Shift D, put it over here, pull it out, and then Shift D, same over here, and then finally Shift D, pull it out, pull it in, like so. Alright, they look really cool. Now, there is one problem. They all look exactly the same. So just to stop that happening, press Ctrl J, press Tab, A to grab everything, U, unwrap them again, and now they all look different. It's as simple as that. Okay. Alright, so now we've basically got our chair, we've got our bench, and we've got our stool. So we have to go through our list again that we want to do everything. So the first thing I suggest that we do is we bevel off whatever needs beveling. Let's put it back on object mode. Let's make sure our cavities are on, because I did reload Blender, so it actually took off the cavities, and now you can see they look a ton better. And now let's come and join all of these parts up. Just make sure that because we've mirrored everything and because we know we might have some more mirrors on here, what I tend to do is, first of all, we will hide out the materials. So hide all that out of the way. And now what I'll do is I'll grab all of these, hide them out of the way with H. And then what I'll do is I'll press B, because these are the ones I want to bevel. Now on some of these, I know that there is some modifiers on them. So to stop me kind of mirroring all of this, which I don't want to do, it's better off to come to Object, Convert, and Convert to Mesh. Now you can see there that it's grayed out. The reason it's grayed out is because all of this is orange. So if I click on this with Shift click, come to Object now, Convert, Mesh, and now you can see all of those have been added. There's no modifiers on them, and I can simply press Ctrl R now and join it all up together. Alright, so let's move on then to the next one. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm not sure if there's a modifier on these, but you can see at the moment, they're all joined together. I think actually there's no modifier on them, as I think I already joined them all. So let's just come to our stool, and the stool's already joined up as well. So everything is done now on these. Right, let's move on to the next thing then, which is the beveling. So we'll come to this one first, and we'll press Ctrl A or transforms, right click, origin to geometry, add modifier, bevel. Again, if you remember, I said 0.003 or 0.005, whichever looks appropriate. So 0.003 looks good on that one. I'm going to apply that straight away. I'm going to come to my bench now, Ctrl A, all transforms, add modifier, bevel, 0.003, and let's finally come to my stool where I don't actually need any bevels on there. Okay, so we've got all these. Now what we need to do is I need to press Alt-H, bring back these. So now I need to join these little parts with my actual chair. So Ctrl J. And now what I need to do is smooth them off. So right click, shade smooth, auto smooth on. And now let's do the same with this. And finally, the same with this as well. All right, now let's check on normals. So we're going to go face orientation, and we can see that we've got problems with these. So I'm going to grab both of these together, press tab because you can actually edit them both at the same time. Press A to grab everything, Shift N, spin everything around, and there we go. All right, so they're all sorted. Now, let's come and name them. So we'll come to this one first. Chair. You can see that. It's not right. So chair. Let's come to this one. Bench. And finally the last one, which is stool. Like so. All right, so all of those are named now, and now all we need to do is bring in our materials, which actually is going to be quite easy because we've got them all actually created already, which makes things a lot easier. So let's go over to our UV editing panel. You can see our chair's already got materials on it. Not that they're going in the right way. So let's come to the first bit. We'll grab this part, U, Smart UV project, and let's see how that's going to end up. So AR90, spin it round, make it much, much smaller with the S button. G, put it in the middle, and let's then have a look at how that looks. And actually, that's looking pretty nice. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Now, let's come to these two here. We'll do the same thing. So U, Smart UV project, and then AR90, spin it round, make it smaller. And again, absolutely perfect how they've come out. All right. So again, what I tend to do is once I've done them is H, hide them out of the way. I'm going to get rid of these seams. I don't think we're really going to need them. So I'm going to press A. I'm going to press Control E, clear seams. So just get those off. And then what I'll do is I'll make sure I'm on edge select and I'll grab these first. So we'll do these ones first. U, Smart UV project, and then AR90, make them smaller. And there we go. Even these are going the right way. So Blender's definitely got much, much better with doing this. So now let's come to the bottoms of these, like so. You can imagine as well, because we're putting bevels on things, it can be a pain if you're, trying to unwrap things and mark seams. It's a long process. So U, Smart UV project, A, R, 90, S. And of course, you could do all of these together. I just prefer to do them in this way because I feel it's just much easier. We're going to do all these together at least. So grab them all. U, Smart UV project, A, R, 90, S, bring them down, Tab, Alt H, Tab, Alt H. Okay, double tap the A, and there's the actual chair done. Now, let's move on to the stool because I do want to show you something on the stool. Okay, so things like this and this on here, they are called N-gons, and you don't actually want N-gons on here. So let me just show you. This here has all of these sides. Now, sometimes when you take this through to something like ZBrush will just put loads of holes in the mesh. And the reason is because this is an N-gon. In other words, it's more than 4 sides. So we can see here, we have polygons. And we can also see if you have top half of these, you have triangles. You can see at the moment that Blender works everything out in triangles, which is basically a polygon. And this is classed as one polygon, even though it shouldn't be. It should be an N-gon, and we don't want N-gons in any of our game in assets or anything like that. It's bad for animation, it's bad for texturing, it's bad for lighting, and it's bad for games engine. So you really don't want to do that, even though most of the time, when you send them out, certain software will actually triangulate everything for you anyway. But we want to make sure that we're doing these in a nice way, so we don't actually want that. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to unwrap all of this. So if I grab the top of this, so I'm going to press L, I'm going to press U, Smart UV project, click OK, and let's just have a look. First of all, I think we're going to go material up. So let's bring in our wood, and let's have a look what that's going to look like on the top. Now we can see that this is going the wrong way, so I'm just going to quickly spin everything around. So A, R90, make it a little bit smaller. Let's have a look what that's going like. And you can see that on this happens a lot actually. On anything where it's a stool or something like that, you can see we do have some problems here and I'm not happy with them. So let's press Ctrl A, all transforms, right click to Origins Geometry, and now let's go in and unwrap these. So I can see that this bit here, H, is fine. This one here I'm not sure about. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark some seams out. And I think I'm going to mark some seams there, and then there, and on the inside of here. So right in there. You can't see these because those blue lines are on from those sharps. But if you do want to hide those out of the way, and move this over, It's just this button here, and you'll see that you've got one that says, where is it? Hide. Here it is, sharp. So you can hide that out of the way if you need to see that. All right, so now let's right click and mark a scene. Let's grab it now. Now the other thing is that you're always going to have a big seam like on here, and you can't do anything about that, unfortunately, because they have to join somewhere or it would be an infinite loop. So if I right click now, mark seam, the important thing is wherever you place these things, you should be doing your best to hide these. This is the seam on it at the moment. All right, so let's come in, unwrap that now. So let's unwrap and let's have a look what that actually looks like. Now you can see we've got this one here that's bent like this. And this is, I think, this one here, or it could be the top one. I'm not sure which one that is, but either way, this one needs spinning round. So L to grab it all. We can see we've got another one here as well. So L to grab all that one, R, 90, spin it round. Just looking, I think that's actually the underneath of it. Either way, I'm not happy with how these look at the moment. So instead, I'll show you another way. So because this is not actually working to the way that we want it, what I'll do is on the next lesson, I'll go through other options that we've got to actually get this to unwrap really nicely. The problem lies with the actual grain of the actual wood. You can see it's just all over the place and it doesn't actually look correct. All right, I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that. Bye-bye.